Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayath Dawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. So this evening's lesson is entitled, From Nothing to Something to Everything. Okay? So from nothing, what are we in this captivity? We're nothing. Ever since, the Northern Kingdom was already here, going through the hell that they were going through with this devil, and then this devil brought the Southern Kingdom over from the coast of West Africa, right? So from that time back then, completely nothing, all the way up till now, being in this truth, this ministry, we're something. But Lord willing that we're of the elect, we make it on this first go around, we become everything. So from nothing to something to everything. We're going to start with the book of James. It's going to be chapter 4, verse 10. And it says, humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Okay? To humble yourself in the sight of, of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Okay? And to lift someone up, goes into the Strong's Concordance in the Greek.
Strong's G 5312.
Hupsa'o. So it goes into to lift up on high, to exalt, to raise to the very summit of opulence and prosperity, to exalt, to raise to dignity, honor, and happiness. So how do we gain that honor and happiness? Subdue your own understanding. Realize that you don't know anything. In fact, see if I can find that script. Excuse me. Yep, 2nd Esdras, chapter 14, verse 34. And it says, therefore, if so be that ye will subdue your own understanding and reform your hearts, ye shall be kept alive, and after death ye shall obtain mercy. So, subdue your own understanding, man. Just the things of this life and of this world, let it go. Let it go. Okay? Be willing to, so I'm going to read James 4 and 10 again. Humble yourselves in the sight of the Lord, and he shall lift you up. Okay? So, what you think you know, just remember you don't know anything, and you have to realize that. Because really we don't know anything. We only know a speck of what reality is. We only know a speck of it, if that. So that's the thing. I'm going to get the book of Matthew, chapter 18, starting at verse 1. It says, at the same time came the disciples unto Yahweh Shai, saying, who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Verse 2, and Yahweh Shai called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them. verse 3, and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. So we have to become like little children in a sense, not to be, like to become immature, act goofy and stupid. No. What that saying is, to be basically, we have to be willing to go through the process of being retaught everything all over again, but the right way. Because you know how children are. They're curious. They want to know. They want to know about this. They want to know about that. They're very curious, inquisitive, a very active mind. And at that age, that's where a child is. That's basically the learning phase where, excuse me, the learning phase where at that point, when a child reaches that age where they want to learn and they're curious and they want to know more, hey man, like that's where you get on it. Start teaching, start showing them the way, because the scriptures do say, roughly paraphrasing, train a child up in the way that he should go. Okay, give your child the necessary knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the skills. Then when he becomes of age, when he becomes a young man, hey, he has discipline, he has responsibility, and now he can get to work, or whatever the case may be of what he's going to do. And verse 4, it says, whosoever therefore shall, excuse me, we start over again, Matthew 18:4. Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, the same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Verse 5, and whoso shall receive one such little child in my name receiveth me. So the prophets are likened unto little children, because we had to forget everything of what we've been taught about this society, and we had to be taught all over again the right way. And if you receive one such as this, if you receive a prophet, man, you receiveth Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay? Verse 6, but whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. So, causing an offense, Salakia, causing an offense to a prophet or a brother in the faith, that's like offending Yahushua himself. And that causes problems. So, try to do your best to offend less. And remember to stay humble in all things. This is the book of Psalms. It's going to be chapter 10, verse 4. It says, the wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after the power. The power is not in all his thoughts because of his pride. Okay, prideful people, yes, especially Esau, Edom, but just pride in general. When people become haughty or high-minded, they think that everything that they've been through in life, all their accomplishments, all the choices that they've made, this and that, they think it was all of their own. And that's the problem right there. They think it's them that's doing it. No, it's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Remember, Proverbs 21:1. In fact, let me get it. Proverbs 21:1. The king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Heavenly Father Yahweh, has your mind, your heart in the palm of his hand. and he turneth it whithersoever he will, which means whatever it is that you're thinking right now, that's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai making you think that. Whatever it is that you intend to do or have intentions or meditating upon or whatever, that's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's putting that into your head. So that was verse 4. Now verse 5, his ways are always grievous. You know, that's the thing, is that they, you know, the wicked, they succeed in everything that they do because this is their time, this is their kingdom. Their ways are always grievous. They're grievous unto the righteous because the righteous know that what the wicked in power is doing is not right, just the wicked in general. Thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Okay, they don't see they don't see the incoming destruction and judgment because they're so prideful. They think, oh, I'm good, man. Nothing's gonna happen. I got this. It doesn't work that way, no. That's not gonna happen. Not with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And that pride has become a snare unto them because they puffeth at their enemies. They think that they're so great that nobody can, you know, stand against them. Nobody's gonna do anything. Verse 6, he hath said in his heart, I shall not be moved, for I shall never be in adversity. So that's the prideful. They thinking that they won't have to worry about facing trouble or retribution for all that they've done. Okay? They think that they'll be good for the rest of their time. Okay? Now we're going to go to Proverbs. I'm sorry, not Proverbs. Still the book of Psalms 37 and verse 4. Actually, let me get Proverbs first. Proverbs 8 and 13. This is Proverbs 8 and 13. It says, the fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way, and the froward mouth do I hate. Perverse speech, that's what forward mouth means. Perverse speech, deceitful speech, corrupt speech. Okay? So that right there tells you. I'll read it again. Proverbs 8 and 13, the fear of Yahweh is to hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. Anything that's against humility, righteousness, and against the truth, you are to hate it. Now, Psalms 37 and verse 4. It says, delight thyself also in Yahweh, and he shall give thee the desires of thine heart. So take delight in getting to know Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai and his ways. Take delight in it. Have a passion for it. Be a good son. Be a good daughter. That way he will reward you. Throw a bone your way. Verse 5, commit thy way unto Yahweh. Also trust in him, and he shall bring it to pass. So dedicate yourself to everything that you do to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And put your faith and trust in him. And I'm speaking to myself first and foremost when I say this. Okay? Now, I still got my own shortcomings. I still got my issues to face. I'm not perfect. You know, I still got a lot of faith building to do. You know, to hate pride, arrogancy, the corruption, the forward mouth. You know, we got to do it. We got to do the best of our ability to, you know, to rend ourselves of those things. And again, it goes right back to. It all goes right back to James 4 and 10, man. James, in fact, I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, do ye think, this is James 4 and 5, do ye think that the scripture saith in vain, the spirit that dwelleth in us lusteth to envy? So the scriptures are not vain. They have meaning. And Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, the Spirit, it's passionate towards us. It gives us, the Spirit He has placed within us, man, it gives us the ability to be faithful and true to the best of our ability, because that's what we're striving for. Verse 6, but He giveth more grace. Wherefore He saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble. And when you look at resisteth, that means to be against, to oppose the proud, the arrogancy, but giveth grace, giveth, give mercy unto the humble. In verse 7, submit yourselves, therefore, to the Most High. Resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So, even though we're on this path towards perfection, we have to continue to fight and resist temptation, resist the devil, because Satan, he looks to sift every day. He looks to sift out the wheat from the tares. Okay? He's sifting out, the good from the bad, which is valuable and what's not of no value. In verse 8, draw nigh to the power, and he will draw nigh to you. Cleanse your hands, ye sinners, and purify your hearts, ye double-minded. So, clean up your act. Learn to get close to the Lord, because in these times we're going to have to get close to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai spiritually, otherwise we're fucked. Verse 9, be afflicted and mourn, and weep. Let your laughter be turned to mourning, and your joy to heaviness. Okay? Be sorrowful for being, ignorant, for being, going off. Be sorrowful if you truly do have respect. And if you do fear Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, be humble, but be sorry for what you've done, which is going off and being disobedient. That's part of the humbling process. And I speak of myself when I say this. I make mistakes, I continue to make mistakes, but it's not about, at the end of it all, it's all about how can you bounce back from the mistake and do better. Because again, this is all a learning process. A learning process to become to where we're going to become gods again. So, from nothing to something to everything. So with that, I hope that this lesson was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayatha Dawadah, the elect house of David that are scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharallah, Wa Abad Bal, Shalom, Barakatham.